just to let you all know, this is just basically all my Doom, basically my modern Doom that I actually have done. Basically all in one, like how I did with Elden Ring. And yes, I was aware of me not, moving, at least in my Doom review, but later down the series, at least in my review, I definitely show I actually learned and I took that criticism to heart and decided to, here's a thought, dodge, move, and all that fun jazz. So hopefully you all enjoy basically my 3 Modern Doom reviews all in one. So as always, I hope you enjoy. Greetings, my Dragon Knights, Dragonborns, and Dragon. This is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage. I think get the memo. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to burn that like button and the subscribe button to join the family. Dragon Knights, Dragonborns, Dragon. Like, comment, share, definitely ring the bell. And welcome to my Doom 2016 review. I have at least beaten this game and have at least overall enjoyed it myself. And this was just basically a gift from some time ago, and I do apologize, my edit here is not really on par, but anyways, Doom 2016 is definitely like that reboot. I know probably some say Doom 2016 now, or Doom reboot, but basically this is just a reboot of the franchise of the Doom series. Ever since 2008, since 1993 or Doom 93, which was the starting point of the Doom. And I think we already know about Doom is the granddaddy or grandpappy basically of most FPS. Now, yes, this game has really done well and has a nice tributes to the montage of its own, basically its own origins of 93 Doom. And yes, as far as I'm aware of, Doom guy is equal to at least Doom of the Doom Slayer. Although I don't know if it's still it's still canon there. It's just I don't know if they've been really working. And to really top this off, once you first start off, how to start, basically your Doom, it gives you some lore, and you know as much as I do that this game is just more shooty gameplay, story for last. And now, of course, I know about basically the Doom the Dark Ages is going to be ahead of that, but I'll definitely get into that. And there has been really some lore drops here and there as well to set up for Doom Eternal, which is still a good game. And when I finished this, I did at least notice at least a couple other stuff here that's kind of been setting up for Doom Eternal and possibly Doom the Dark Ages. But overall, the story still feels pretty good in my personal opinion. Even the graphics, how old this game is, still in my personal opinion, definitely a fine age wine that you can always take a drink and you can always just soak it up and stuff. And overall, if you're into basically first-person shooters or somebody who's trying to get into the first-person shooters, I can say for myself, at least in my personal opinion, it will be at least Doom 2016 or Doom Reboot, however you want to say it. And, of course, it hasn't introduced some gloriness, as you probably end up seeing right here and there. Although, I gotta say, whenever I do my Doom Eternal review, they kind of switch up to gloriness to Slayer Gates, and I thought that was a little bit nice touch, but I do prefer this one. And yes, Doom 2016 is a very fast-paced game, and if you do get motion sickness, be aware of that, so that way you know. And it is a little bit more slower, at least slow to Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal, you gotta go pick up the pace fast and go aggressive. And that's how it is. And of course, Doom Guy was awakened from his coffin and had to help out Dr. Samuel, which, spoilers, it's basically the Seraphim from at least Doom Eternal, but just still for now. It's just basically just kind of setting things up for here and there. And right after that, you close the well and introduce basically one of the old bosses was the Mastermind from Octavia that's transformed. And yes, she is the protagonist. So, and also there has been some really good Easter eggs in here too from old classic Doom guy, which is very one of the collectibles that if you're ever interested into or in general, I think it's a really worth picking up. And of course, the difficulty is only up to you how skilled you are to most of all. And also there has been like really good montages like I mentioned before about the Easter eggs about where Doom is. And I know if you play a classic level you blow yourself up, you see Doom, the OG Doom guy, or Doom 2016's evil smart face on the helmet, which was really nice. And even the tutorial, it can definitely get there. There has been at least 3 bosses I'm aware of. Although I did say this in my Let's Play, which I'll definitely link that in links description below and also in the right hand corner as well, about the demonic crucible, even though somehow the crucible is with its own origin of the, and that's what a fan created of the Doomslayer sword and crucible than the demonic one. And right now, I don't know if they're ever going to tap into that. And I know there's been secrets here. And also the runes here too, it's just really annoying just to master. But I guess that's where they're really pushing it towards. And I do like about these, and I said this in my Doom live stream, I do like Doom's demonic runes, or just the runes in general, that just feels a little bit better. And again, although the bosses are very unique patterns as well, like even like you're probably like watching right now is like the Hell's Guard, that's keeping the demonic crucible at bay. So, and of course I was actually using one of the runes, like if I have 75% more armor, I will have unlimited, and that has helped me out. And that's also what's so nice about these games like that, because it gives you the option to do what you feel like is right for you and how much you've been feeling you've been playing for. Mostly having fun with. And yes, even though I do hate these stupid pinkies, and I do have a criticism about them, it's just so stupidly annoying that even on the hardest difficulty they have like this invincible armor, unless you have somewhat explosion or have the BFG just to take care of them. If it's just like a regular machine gun, maybe the chainsaw, then that's really optional. Oh, and before I forget, and here is basically a sponsor. I do apologize. I know usually I don't really do this, and I kind of been holding back. But anyways, I just want to give my sponsor, and probably after. But anyways, here is Duppy for sponsoring today. So just in general that, and also that somehow I don't know what's kind of going on, but I don't know. It's like sometimes with this game, or at least sometimes when it comes to Doom Guy, Doomslayer, same thing. But most of all, it just felt very more like even if he can't like have like an inch, even though he could probably literally step over, but somehow it's like there's like I have run into like that some sort of bug that he just won't step over unless I jump over. And I did point that out in my, Let's Play. So, but in my general opinion, I love this game. And yes, I would definitely put this game a little bit more higher up on my higher Doom franchise so far. Because yes, this game was basically a gift, and I was actually really grateful. And yes, if you're not very aware of your surroundings, and yes, this is more a first-person shooter, I would, in my personal opinion, I would like at least have go into third person as well, just to at least get a bit more vibrant. But overall, this is definitely the game I would definitely say I would recommend anybody, at least who is ever new to Doom, or at least in general into the first-person shooters, even besides COD and all that fun jazz. I think this would be a good one. Just so long, just get somebody who's a very normie at first-person shooters, so that way they can finally at least understand about this, and understand about how this would work. So, in my basically my dragon rating overall, which I think we kind of been already waiting on. But for all, I'll definitely give this game an 8 out of 10. But even with all its collectibles, I'm just going ahead and give my final judgment, which is, as always, I'll definitely give Doom 2016 my dragon rating of honor it. And that will be it, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, and Dragon Kin, and Dragon Hatchlings alike. So, as always, I hopefully you at least enjoyed my Doom 2016 review of this. And yes, like I said, I do enjoy this, and I know probably my past edits was with them more, but as I move over to DaVinci Resolve, so I'm still kind of working on that. And before I forget, here is basically of my Discord server, which is, as always, linked in the description below, right down there. Alright, a little bit of a shameless or whatever plug-in for the video for at least, as you're probably watching. Just let you all know I have a Discord. Check it out in the link description below. Definitely, hopefully you can at least come on, help and grow the community over there, which I'll be very grateful as usual. And that way you can help grow the Discord. So thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video. And as always, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, and Dragon Kin. This is Dragon Knight, Dragon War, and Dragon Sage saying out. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to burn the like button, click the subscribe button to join the family. Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, and Dragon Kin. Like, comment, share, and definitely ring that bell. As always, hopefully you, at least in my...
Though that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it's done.
No, I have played a little bit of the second DLC, but I'm going to just go on easy for it.
We must pray now, brothers. Pray that he is watching.
Please, anyone, if you can hear me, if you're out there.
Okay. Stuck, yeah?
Nearly 60% of our planet has been consumed by the invaders.
We have the Hellpriest signal locked in. The target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he.
Rip and tear! I'm coming. Doom Eternal! Oh yeah! Greetings, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, and Dragon Kin. This is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage. I think get the medal. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and definitely share. Or I always say it, burn that like button, kill that subscribe button to join the family Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, Dragon Kin, and Dragon Have streams alike. Comment, share, and definitely ring that bell and turn on all notifications. I thought about at least putting my live commentary here, but I just figured it'd just be nice just to have Doom the beginning of it. So, and this is my Doom review, or at least Doom Eternal review, both the DLCs, or I'll say like the DLC and just the base game. I have enjoyed this game very much, and it helps exercise my demons in the morning, which, which I always say, love exercising my demons in the morning, because, well, that's what kind of helped. And yes, there is a little bit difference between this Doom, well, basically Doom Eternal, and Doom 2016 or Doom Reboot, however you want to say it. This one is very fast-paced, which I think kind of makes sense because it is supposed to be very fast-paced. You are alluding to me how I felt it, at least at Endgame, and have, at least in my personal opinion, enjoyed it. But even though I suck at it, but it's still, I had to at least most of all adapt. Now, when I was doing like my Let's Play / live stream, which I have clips of my Let's Play sometime, I actually put on cheats just to have a little bit more fun. And yes, once you activate your cheats on, you can still play the game normally, but the Slayer gates will be very locked behind. And I understood why. I won't push. And also, if you have mods, this game is actually a little bit more fun with mods if you're ever into that. I decided to just do a base game, just straight vanilla, just to see how things will go, and it actually done really well. The combat, even the shotguns, like basically what you have from the last one, it's been up here, but it's like crank up to like, at least in my personal opinion, I will say for myself, at least, if I can give it like a 10 and 10, like at least like right out of 10, it's like 35 out of 10. It's just how much, like the Angry Video Game Nerd has once said, which I'll definitely say, it's like pushing a masterpiece already done, but let's push it even further. Like, really push it even further beyond that. Which was very nice. And even there was some, like, Easter egg, which I had posted at least a short of this. And yes, there is, like, some archaic here that kind of maybe not most for people. But even Doom 2016 actually had a little bit arcade, but it was very more basically like Dark Gloom, like how Doom really was. And I gotta say thanks to that Doom. And like I said, at least in that version of Doom 2016, the runes were fine. It's just the mastery was a little bit hard for me because I was like literally raging. But in this one, all you gotta do is just find the runes, access it, and then you can equip it. This is also just like how it was in the DLCs. I did not get the DLCs in the runes of that, but I do want to at least empathize myself that I found that very enjoyable for me. And yes, I'm more of a casual type shooters, and even Doom is a very great, franchise that laid down the very first and the culture behind Doom, and I've loved it ever since. Although I did stop that, and even this one, like as you probably mostly see either through my Let's Play or my live streams, like Doom's super shotgun has like the grapple hook. It just reminds me of Scorpion going, "Get over here," So even the ID really throw in some really good devs here and there too. Even the bosses, which I don't quite remember, it was just, I think there's like 3 at most. I really didn't count. I'm just more into, shoot then ask questions later, because that's just how it basically was. But even in this Doom Eternal, it's more story-driven based than action. In my personal opinion, it definitely drives me a little bit more home about that. But I do enjoy Doom 2016. It gives you brief stories and so on. Oh, by the way, here is where I think what happened right
Dr.
about
Hayden
now,
is,
and
convinced.
I think it's about tomorrow. So
Come
here you go. I'll shut up
The
now.
demonic crucible from Doom 2016.
Can I just say that it is an honor for me, personally, to meet you?
Attention, Emergency protocols have been activated. Please exit the facility now.
We don't know how to access his main cortex. It's all alien. We couldn't figure it out. We have to, prepare for his careful extraction. We were given specific orders.
His life signal is barely readable.
Warning. Demonic presence threat level 5 entering main laboratory.
The Doomslayer.
Opening the portal now.
Yeet!
You were never one of us. You were nothing but a usurper, a false idol. My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see, Slayer.
Yep, it's the Marauder. Now, I did have some really trickle thoughts about, at least have difficult times, and I do have at least a major fucking goddamn gripe about this. And it don't really matter if it's the Demonic Crucible, the Slayer's Crucible, not the Demonic, but also at least just in general. It's like, oh yeah, their shields is so, like, invincible. Even the Crucible or even the Hammer, it's just really, like, that's just untouchable. It's, like, really stupid. I'm sorry, that's just brings on point. But the Marauders, wherever you get used to them, if you learn their attack pattern and literally can, take care of it, it's really good. And in my personal opinion, it's still freaking really enjoyable just to slay them. And my only gripe about this is just how they spawn in right after, at least even in the DLC, even later levels. They just spawn in a little bit too fast, and it's just, why not just have one little bit break, then, like, right after you slay one, then you can go into, like, at least, I would say, in my personal opinion, why not just, like, 2, 3, even alone, like, at least 5, 10 seconds, here spawns another one right after you defeat another one. Or at least 5 seconds, because that way, it's probably a little bit more easy. But the DLCs are fine. It's just, I didn't really enjoy, like, the fight with at least the Dark Lord myself. It was just basically a Marauder, but times 1,000. Or just, like, reskinned. I get why. And even when I was, like, doing my live stream about it, it was just a little bit of a pain in the ass just to deal. And, of course, another one was, at least, I think it's called, like, the Cyber Barons, which was a really bit annoying. I don't know what was going on, or if it was just my PC, and, of course, I've had bad slow rates about it as well. That was really annoying. And, of course, right after you transfer your game file all the way over into, at least to mostly where this goes, then yeah, it's just really, that, by the way. And in my personal opinion too, even, I don't know if it was like at least like a reskin or recent things or something like right here, it's just fine in general. Even though, it's just a great story. In my personal opinion, Doom Eternal is still really fun. I won't lie about that. And of course, you can always check out my Cope and Seething, at least in the links below, where I have done them all. It's just in general, in my personal opinion, I'll definitely give Doom my personal rating of, basically just my personal rating of just both Doom and Doom Eternal, just basically Doom Eternal and the Ancient Gods DLC. An 8 out of 10, or my way of saying of Hoard It. And I gotta say, most of all, I have really enjoyed even I'm basically Fire of Iconson. So, and most of all, I gotta simply say to you, Doom Guy, thank you for exercising my demons And I can't wait for, at least in my personal opinion, of Doom the Dark Ages, which I already pre-ordered, and I'm just so excited. So, anyways, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Warriors, and Dragonkin alike, hopefully you do like what you saw. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to burn that like button and kindle that subscribe button to join the family Dragon Knights, Dragon Warriors, Dragonkin alike, and Dragon Hatchlings. Just in basic all Dragon family, Dragon fam alike. And comment, share, and definitely ring that bell. And most of all, I will say basically an 8 out of 10. Even though, basically, if you have a simple guide, you can definitely do that. But if you're also up for the challenge as well, the Slayer Gates will be there for your challenge. And if you're 100%ing it, I wish you the best of luck. Now, I don't know about the online. But for me, in general, I have at least enjoyed this one, but I do prefer Doom 2016 a little bit more. It's just a little bit more slower pace, and from what I understand, that's really good too. And the bosses are really fun. It's just that, at least the Dark Lord, I wasn't really fond of at most. And yeah, maybe without cheats, it'd probably still be challenging. But anyways, as always, my Dragon Knight, Dragon Warriors, Dragon King, like, hopefully you like what you saw. As always, this is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage, signing out. Have a good one, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Warriors, and Dragonkin alike. As always, greetings, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Warriors, Dragonkin. This is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage. I think get the memo. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and definitely share. And join the Discord, which is, as always, linked in the description below. And I do apologize for my bad edits here and there, because I figure at most people are still playing Doom the Dark Ages, which is basically like that. But I am breaking my rule of just in general of beat the game, like either make, possibly both of live streaming it, then doing it on at least, then send on review or, let's play, all that fun jazz. I decided to break this rule because I already beat the game. And I gotta say for myself, it's a 9 out of 10. Because there has been some issues I do want to mention, and I think it's a little bit more pointed. One is just because of how the system requirements of Doom Dark Ages is still needed, at least like a 2060 and some other ones that I'll probably show, at least official, which I don't think it's actually the right thing to put. Because not everybody has like a 2060 at most, even alone at 3080, because most people are still on their 10 series at most. And the other glaring issue as well, like I mentioned in my first impressions, was just basically of the bad launch as well. But other than that, I think it's really good myself, to me. And how I believe in myself, that it's still a good game in general. It's like I said, just like a 9 out of 10 for myself. And how much there is basically the stuff here. But the only gripes I do have about this is just myself, is the mech just definitely felt a little bit more just basically like an arcade type thing, as you probably for the young ones don't know. It's just, you can easily dodge before it happens, and you still get it automatically, as you've been up seeing. And the other one is the Doom Dragon one. It just felt alright to say, but it's just like, okay, flash, dodge, and all that. Why not just make the dragon mostly like how you could just rip something open, like with it, or with the Eye of Sauron, It's just, I wish there was a little bit more potential in these two. It's just in my personal opinion. But other than that, when it comes to Doom, it's just Doom guy. Ripping and tearing like a new one. But it's just these other two ones I do gotta say for myself and in my personal opinion, at most, that I just wish that they could have fixed a bit more. And how, ID, or just id, excuse me. I always keep saying ID, but I think they were on the right track, but also it's just the pricing of the game that may turn people away at most. I'll probably showing right up here, but at least $100 just for a premium edition, but yet you only get the skins I don't think it's actually worth that, even alone 80. If it was like right around 60, okay, I still probably gonna still argue it's still like in the mix. Yeah, and it's alright, but I don't think it can go up to 80 or even alone 90. But if you ever do want to get into something like maybe that will help you in the, in the cheaper end, I would definitely say for myself, go with instant gaming for the PC side, because at least you'll get a little bit more decent discount. And I had actually gotten some games. No, I'm not sponsored by instant gaming. It's just one of those things I do want to mention here about at least putting. And the final boss with I think it's Azrock. I do apologize. It's just he was actually worth it to me. That final boss actually felt really worth the fight, more than the Dark Lord of the ancient DLC gods. It's just like one of those two things I do want to at least just put here. It's just I don't think it was just that boss was final, but this one was actually felt worth it in my opinion, because of how much he was looking into something like this and was looking at it as like a business, and felt very unique. Even the boss fight, you can definitely tell he's just playing with you. And of course, like usual, Doom, we play Doom just for shoot demons, ask questions later, basically. And in my personal opinion too, is just how the ID, excuse me, but anyways, how ID really did. And I do wish that at least most companies can work with ID tech, because the devs behind here is really good. It's just there is another one that I do want to mention here as well. It's just I don't know what was the plan of this game. It is a gripe. I will mention this. It's just that, in my personal opinion, at most, I didn't know what they were thinking. It just felt like this was still good enough, but still not like as how they had it in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. And for myself, this is like my third favorite Doom. And I'm going to go ahead and mention here, like, you probably end up seeing, like, a turn right here. What'd be so cool right after, like, freaking Doom guy finish this turret, and you can just rip it off, and somehow a game mechanic that you can still use it, like that big, gun type thing. So, and I know they still want to make it more in medieval times, and it still fits really well. I won't lie about that. And over in that, I still can simply say for myself, as much as a reviewer I am, as much as I am a critic as well, it's just that I do wonder, like, what was the idea behind this? It's just because I don't think anybody's going to pay at least $80 to $90 at most, because people are still on paycheck to paycheck, inflation is still going, and already enough, as much as the tariffs, because of, well, how things are, the tariffs going to be, I don't think here in the US people are going to probably pay most of all like 80 to 90. And with the requirements plus ray tracing, welcome to ray tracing gaming now, I don't think it's just worth it. Even alone 100 just for, because even with early access, I just wish that they lower the price. If you can make it at least like 60, or even alone, just like how Oblivion Remaster was, like 50 for at least the base game, but 60 for the deluxe edition. Although 60 maybe still be kind of pushing it, I would definitely say that at most. But for me, it's just not worth, the $100, even alone 80. But it's still a good game. Oh, and by the way, here is a Discord plugin, which I hope you enjoy. And as always, to join is in the link description below. Alright, a little bit of a shameless or whatever plug-in for the video, for at least, as you're probably watching. Just let you all know I have a Discord. Check it out in the link description below. Definitely, hopefully you can at least come on, help and grow the community over there, which I'll be very grateful as usual, and that way you can help grow the Discord. So thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video. And yes, the collectibles are here and the lore, but they definitely focused in a little bit more of the lore just to set things. And as you know and I know it, this was way, pre-Doom 2016 in the timeline. But like I said, I still think this is still a good game, and if you're into collectibles, I think it's good. But also, in my personal opinion as well, the 10 hours at most, if you just do this, point A to point B, I think it's still good. But if you're in there for collectibles, it maybe take you maybe 15 hours, or even alone 20 at most, just depending on your playstyle. So in my personal Dragon rating, I'll definitely say myself, I'll definitely give this game my own Dragon rating of, which I think everybody kind of knows what I kind of do, basically like the completionist rating. But anyways, basically I give this game my own Dragon rating of honor. One more thing before I forget as well, I also noticed about some buggy trophies as well, and that may cause some problems. And again, I still give it my casual, completion, because that's how I kind of play the game. So anyways, my Dragon Knight Dragon works most all my Dragon canon like. If you like what you saw, don't forget to burn that like button, hit the subscribe button to join the family Dragon Knight Dragon Works, and can like, comment, share, and definitely ring that bell. And join the Discord, which is as always in the link description below. It's just, like I said, I do give this game, it's just a simple 9 out of 10. And I already made, 2 videos of this, and I know this is going to be like another one. But in my personal opinion, I just can't swallow the price of just $80 all the way to $100 game. Even though the premium is like $100 game, I don't think it'd be worth it. So, that being said, as always, hope you enjoyed this short little review. I did do what I can to make it more like, without being spoiled, spoiler free, so that's why I do apologize. So as always, this is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage, signing out. Have a good one, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Warriors, and Dragonkin alike. As always, join the Discord, which is in the link description below, for more videos like this.